What's up, groovy guys, groovy gals? Just want to preemptively warn you, this week's video is garbage. I tried to do my best to do a Rick Mercer style rant. I had something to say about the Florida shooting. More specifically, I had something to say about the teenagers and this movement that they've created that is just absolutely amazing to watch. I wanted to draw my own personal experience. I wanted to say whatever encouraging words I can to say keep motivated, keep working. Anyways, in the process of trying to do it, I overthought it. I thought about it for about 5 or 6 days, and then I tried to do it, and I just couldn't get the words out properly. Not my best effort. Done is better than perfect. I keep telling myself that. It's a lot more difficult to do this type of thing than I thought it would be. Just trying my best to figure this out. I apologize that the audio is garbage right now. I bought a new microphone. I'm going to be unboxing it. You'll see that next week. We'll see how this one works. Anyways, stay groovy. Should that be the last thing? Should I say stay groovy? It might be a little bit too much. So let's get to it.
The people in the government who are voted into power are lying to us. And us kids seem to be the only ones who notice and are prepared to call BS. Companies trying to make caricatures of the teenagers nowadays, saying that all we are is self-involved and trend-obsessed, and they hush us into submissions when our message doesn't reach the ears of the nation. We are prepared to call BS. Politicians who sit in their gilded House and Senate seats funded by the NRA telling us nothing could have ever been done to prevent this. We call BS. They say that tougher gun laws do not decrease gun violence. We call BS. They say a good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun. We call BS. They say guns are just tools like knives and are as dangerous as cars. We call BS. No, they say that no laws could have been able to prevent the hundreds of senseless tragedies that have occurred. We call BS. That us kids don't know what we're talking about, that we're too young to understand how the government works. We call BS. If you agree, register to vote. Contact your local congresspeople. Give them a piece of your mind.
What's up, groovy guys, groovy gals? So that was Emma Gonzalez, Florida student, survived the shooting there last week, hiding with her friend, who seems to have found her voice. As she points out there in that clip, oftentimes the generation above us, generation above her, which includes myself, oftentimes think that, you know, they're just kids, their passion will wane. Wow, there's a lot of extra sound around here. The truth is, sometimes that's true. But the only reason we say that is because we remember being young ourselves at some point in time and thinking that we wanted to see real change happen, and then nothing got done. The truth of the matter is, that's not true. See, in 1993, a young Pakistani child named Iqbal Masa managed to escape his bonded labor and brought attention to the world to the type of conditions that children in third world countries were going through to build the products that we here in North America were using. And after receiving international attention, when he was 12 years old and returned back to Pakistan, he was assassinated for bringing attention. Now, hearing this story, another 12-year-old boy here in Canada, Craig Keilburger, felt inspired by this story that this child had gone through. Decided to pick up his torch and do what he possibly could to try to ensure that children everywhere were safe from bonded labor. Him and his brother Mark created an organization called Free the Children. And what Craig did is he traveled around India, met some of these children in these circumstances, and brought first-hand knowledge of these circumstances these children were living in, and did what he could to help them. While on this trip to India, after initially being denied an opportunity to meet with his Prime Minister, he was eventually granted a 15-minute meeting with Prime Minister John Chrétien, put child labor on his agenda. The meeting with the Prime Minister created international headlines. Free the Children organization still exists today. They're now called the We Organization, and they still raise money for women and children disadvantaged across the world. They help buy families out of the bonded labor situation they're in. They help to educate children. They sell free trade products on their website, the money going back to the organization. They have celebrations where children get together. The key fact of all this is it's children helping children. Now myself in my youth, I was a child rights advocate. I became an advocate for the UN Convention on the Rights of the Child. I did what I could to try to raise the profile of what youth could contribute to policy making and creation, that we had something to offer. All you have to do is show up. All you have to do is be present and try to make the change that you want to see in the world. We don't inherit our democracy from our parents. We borrow it from our children. Now for all you youth out there that are nervous, are apprehensive, are doubtful that you can create the real change that you want to see, don't believe any of the haters. Everybody who works in politics understands one basic principle. A small group of dedicated people are the ones who create the most change in the world. And we know this because it's the only ones that ever have. Anyways, don't give up the good fight. To Emma, to everybody who wants to see a real change happen in this world, thank you for all the tireless work that you do. Register to vote. And that's all I really have to say for now. God, I gotta do something about those vehicles. My drone just came back from DJI, so we're gonna take the kids to the park, have a little bit of fun, fly it around a little bit, make sure that it's in good working order. Anyways, let's go have some fun.
But you can never walk alone on your way to being free. We're only human. We're only human, yeah. But you can never walk alone on your way to being free. We're only human, yeah. We're only human, yeah. We're only human, yeah. But you can never walk alone.
You can never walk alone on the way to being free.
That broke. We're only human, yeah. But you can never walk alone on the way to being free. We're only human. We're only human, yeah. But you can never walk alone on the way to being free.
On the way to being free.